Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. Here with another reaction video, and we're going to react to Tax Leverage, aka Jasmine DeLucci, attorney and CPA. And if you don't know who she is, she's a pretty big YouTuber now. A lot of her most popular videos was her, I'll say, crapping on Carlton Dennis. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and watch her talk about how giving a warning to doctors where it says you're a target for bad investments. And one of the things I'll talk about, or I've talked about before, is that if you're rich, you're actually probably going to be scammed a lot more times than when you're poor. And a lot of people think like, oh, you're rich because you're so savvy and you've never been scammed. No, it's just there's a bit of resilience in there. Can you, if you get scammed, can you kind of get up on your feet again and make sure you don't? Because really, the only way that you can really be good at anything, including, staying rich, is getting your hand slightly burned in the fire. Not too much, but slightly. All right, so let's go ahead and watch and see what she has to say.
There is no profession I have seen more targeted for bad investments than doctor.
You know what they're probably going to be sold? Real estate, life insurance, and life insurance. Whole life or IUL policies. Kind of like that race car driver. Well, that who's suing Pacific Life right now.
It is one of the few professions where there's a lot of earned income, but very little business or financial education. And what I end up seeing is they get taken advantage of when it comes to passive investments. Doctors are primed to want a passive investment. They're busy.
Right, because they have a lot of money, but they work a lot of hours. And so when you sell them the real estate dream or some sort of passive income dream, they're the ones who can fund it and they don't want to be a doctor anymore.
They have cash, and they often don't have the tools to do the basic due diligence.
Because they're too busy.
And many of the managers of passive investments that suck are still amazing at sales.
Yes. So this is going to be another life lesson, is that just because, you know, just because you're good at convincing people doesn't mean you know how to deliver what you promised you would, right? People get suckered all the time, even big companies. I always make the reference, like, look up the German supermarket Lidl. I think it's called Lidl. It's like, it's kind of similar to Aldi, but not as famous. They got suckered in $600 million for software that didn't work.
They tell you everything you want to hear, and since the amount of cash they ask for may not be of consequence to a doctor, we see checks written without consulting anyone, and then those dollars are lost forever.
Right. So think about it like this: like you make over 300,000 a year, and someone's asking you for 30 to 60. Then yeah, sure. And then 30 to 60 isn't the end of the world. Like for someone, it's the end of the world for someone who's, let's say, a manager at Burger King. But if you're a doctor making over 300 a year, you just work a few more months and then you'll recover it back. You know what I mean?
So no matter what profession you are, but especially if you're a doctor, just be very cautious, do due diligence, and don't gamble with your money. There is no profession.
So this is why I'm sorry, I don't know, I'm coughing. I'm actually thinking of creating a YouTube channel. I'm like so close to it. Velocity banking for doctors, or velocity banking for rich professionals, or velocity banking for doctors, lawyers, and nurses and engineers, you know what I mean? Just because, like, there's no real relationship between the amount of money that you make versus how savvy you are. Like, it's kind of like this, right? If you sell a junk house in San Francisco, you'll still make a lot more money than the nicest Airbnb in the same in like the middle of nowhere, right? Like that's just not how money works, which is unfortunate. Like market value has nothing to do with quality. It's just sometimes if you're in the right field, you get paid a lot more, right? All right, well that's it for today, folks. Korean Land to Mentorship. I probably need to create a new YouTube channel specifically targeting doctors, but instead of pitching bad investments, gotta pitch. Maybe I'll pitch velocity banking. We all gotta sell something, right? All right, have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video.